Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my non-binary friends, welcome to the first, I guess this is kind of the first official interview episode of the What the Fluff podcast. I am so excited to get to have a nice little heart-to-heart with one of my best friends. If you guys know the stream, you definitely know our games together. If you know impressions, you definitely know this man. The first beautiful human being that I get to speak to on this podcast is the one and only Scheiffer Bates.
Oh,
You can even no what?
Doesn't matter now.
Damn it! I thought we could talk about
the context of me introducing that. No, don't worry.
Context is gone. Okay,
you can talk about anything. You can ask me anything.
I love that. So, what about looking around your house for random crap?
I'm trying to, just as you called me to start this, I'm you see an item around your house every day. I don't know what that item is. It can be anything. Mine in this story is a battery charger for my camera.
Okay.
And I see it every day. I look at it and it looks at me and it goes, morning. I'm looking at it, morning. See it every day. I don't bother with it because I don't need to charge my cameras that much because they're rigged up to the PC. And now I need it. It's gone. It's a bit like my love life, I guess.
Damn. It's just something's just sitting around, and then when you actually want it, it can't be found.
It's gone. It's going on to do better things. It's charging up other things. It's really annoying me, actually. I can't find it.
What do you need? Why do you need it? Like, what camera do you need it for? Are you trying to do a sketch?
Yeah, if I'm trying to film a sketch, if they're rigged up to your computers, they're stuck there. I want to film a sketch around my table and I can't now, but it is what it is, whatever. Some people out there don't have chargers for their cameras, so
that's true. You need to appreciate the time that you did have with that charger.
Exactly.
And really just think about your privilege in this moment, you selfish fuck.
I feel like I'm in one of my therapy sessions. I feel like I'm projecting onto about past relationships.
Is there anything we need to talk about, man? Is the charger a metaphor for what's her name? We'll call her Electra.
Heartbroken.
We'll call her Electra.
Electra. I mean, that's somewhat like her name, but yeah. Cool.
Oh, shit. Imagine if I just randomly guessed her name, even though I feel like I've never heard the name, now that I think.
Have I never mentioned on stream about heartbreak?
Oh, you've mentioned heartbreak. I just don't think you've mentioned the heartbreak girl herself.
Oh, no, I've never mentioned the name.
No.
Just, no, I don't.
The severe heartbreak.
Just severe heartbreak. That's all that needs to be. Voldemort, I've said.
Yes, that's what it's been. It's been Voldemort nonstop.
That's my name for a past love interest. I love her. I love it. If you say love interest, is that like you love them and they don't love you? And then a lover is when you both love each other.
Ooh. Actually, no. So in my mind, a love interest would be unconfirmed. It would be unconfirmed how that other person feels about you.
Yeah.
So that person is my love interest. I like them. I don't know if they love me back, but I feel like, if that person is like, dude, I love you, now we're lovers.
I'm glad that you've defined it as that, because I'm always weary about describing people as, oh, she's my love interest, because it's you're basically going, I'm in love with them and they're not in love with me, or they don't know yet. So I'm glad I've never used that term.
I feel what you just described is actually called stalker for that one. So we have, yeah. So love interest is
not me.
Stalker, but they kind of know about you.
Not me.
Nope, not at all.
Everyone
you're too popular to be a stalker anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm too popular to be broken up with. Have I told you about my heartbreak?
No, I've never heard what this is the first time I'm hearing about it. Can you care to go into detail?
This is confidential thank between puppies and Scheiffer, and I thought this was what this is.
Yeah, this is confident. There's no recording being on. No one's going to be able to hear about any of this information.
Oh, God, thank God for that.
Yeah.
I'm always quite shy about mentioning it on your stream, but now it's just me and you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an intervention. I'm doing great.
Is that what you're telling yourself? Because it sounded more like a self-coaching than a.
I am.
I'm doing great.
Actually doing great.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
You know, on a serious note, all the love interest and stalkery vibes aside, this is the first time in my life where like I'm transparent on the stream to a degree that I think is acceptable for an audience. And I think this is acceptable to say because I've mentioned it on the stream. I'm at a stage in my life where there's not a lot going on for me in terms of my career. Well, there's things bubbling away, but that's not enough to say there's stuff going on for me. Because every actor and every creative and musician, anything like that can go, yeah, there's stuff in the pipeline. It doesn't mean anything until things are signed. But I'm confident there's some great stuff coming up and I'm excited about it, which I can't share yet. But it's the first time in my life I've got nothing like sort of financially. I don't like just living in London. I moved here, knew it would be a high risk, high reward. There's a lot of investment to come to London, very expensive place if you want to chase your dreams or whatever, much like it is in LA or anything like that. And it's the first time financially I've been very, very unstable, but for the first time in my life, extremely happy. Really happy. Like I feel so, I think it's because I've had money and I've had lots of money at one point, not like millionaire status or anything like that, but just money where in your early 20s you're very comfortable. And I'm a bit of a nihilist. I don't agree in savings because I'm very much everything you wear and everything you have is going to go, you know, you're going to rot back into the earth one day. So I just think we're all on borrowed time, so I don't really care about savings, which is a bit childish, but I'm also a bit of a nihilist. But it's the first time ever I'm like I'm really financially struggling, but I don't feel stressed. Like I'm streaming all the time. I get to stream with you every Wednesday, which is like my favorite day. I'm making content for multiple channels. I'm writing for TV. And it's just like, I'm like happy. It's really bizarre. Like I should be stressed, but I think I'm just, I don't know, perhaps it was the heartbreak. I don't know. I think I've just made me grateful I don't know what it is. It's interesting though. I'm just really happy at the moment where I'm like, wow, this first time I'm like, oh God, I'm good. And I think we're quite similar in the sense that I think it's because for once I've got a routine.
Like
a proper routine. I'm like, right, stream 5 hours in the evening, go to bed, wake up, gym, walk the dog, edit all your videos, then do all your comedy stuff, edit all them, do your emails, back on stream, go. I think that's why, because I'm like, there's no substitute for hard work. And I'm like, if I just keep working like this, there's no reason why eventually, you know, all the money and stuff like that will come in. But it's really nice to be skint, like really skint. No money in the bank, but happy.
Jeez.
It's so bizarre.
Dude, every time you're mentioning no money, I'm getting stressed. Like I'm good and I'm stressed just because, well, I mean, the move was ridiculous, but that's neither here nor there. Do you feel as though there's any part of you that's working? So what is the key to that routine? Like if you're going through your day, you have so much shit to do. What is the one thing that's not work that you go to that can kind of reset you or to bring you back?
When you say reset, what do you mean?
You're having a bad, sorry, not reset. You're having a bad day. What is that one activity of those creating content, walking the dog, going to the gym that if that piece is out of the puzzle, it affects you the most?
Honestly, streaming. I honestly think it's streaming. If I don't bearing in mind, I've been gaming since I was about 11 years of age, but it has always been my escape for me. I'm comfortable. Yeah. I feel really, really like it's a safe space when I'm streaming. It's nice. I just I've always been a gamer. I'm a bit of a quote unquote nerd, I guess. But that's what, if I don't stream or even just playing video games just for I don't, outside of streaming, I don't really play video games. Like I have to be playing video games and making the most of my time. I can't just sit there and play video games if it's not creating content or be earning me money. There has to be some value in it. If I'm just sat off stream playing video games, I'm not even entertaining an audience. I'm just entertaining myself. But yeah, streaming, man, it's just there was a time where I just stopped it for 3 years and now I couldn't think of stopping it. And I know at some point a major role might come in where I'll have 6 months away from streaming and I'm going to be like, God damn.
Yeah. And you just said something very interesting, which was you don't want to stream offline because there's no entertainment for other people. It's only entertainment for yourself. So what does Scheiffer Bates do to entertain himself? What is Scheiffer Bates's activity?
That's none of your business.
It could be if there was a camera there.
I'd probably, yeah.
You can make it all of our business. Speaking of entertaining the crowd.
Oh man, I suppose there's a bit of a contradiction there. I mean, look, playing video games offline is great, but I mean, my mind will at some point be like, right, I need to do more with my time. But yeah, no, it's just streaming. Just chills me out, relaxes me. I just feel good. I feel like a radio presenter or something when I'm doing it.
Yeah,
it's fun.
The performance.
Like yeah. What about you, Paps?
The gym, probably.
Yeah.
Being active. That's one of those, like I slept in because I got my ass beat at jiu-jitsu last night. So I ended up not going to the gym this morning, and I'm wondering if I'm going to regret it later. Because there gets to a point where if it's a few hours, that's why I do my workout. One of the first things in the day, it's the first hour or two. Because if I don't get that just out of me, that angst or whatever it is, if I just am not active, I just feel so weird. My body just has this leftover energy that it doesn't know what to do with. And so definitely the gym for myself, I think, because that's really, I mean, I'm even still realizing, dude, we're going to get real on this one. I'm even still realizing how some of my going to the gym is in a way the performance aspect that we said in streaming of like, people can see how big I am. Like that's it. People can see me work hard. They can see that. So there's that aspect of it too, which I'm still trying to figure out how much of that plays into my desire to go to the gym. But for sure, when I'm in that mood of just headphones on, focusing on myself, those are some of the best workouts. And I leave feeling the best mentally after those ones, when I definitely am aware enough to focus it more on myself and take it off of everyone else's energy, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So even like when you work out, even to this day, do you get days where you're like I cannot be asked, like, why? I just can't be bothered to do this workout. Even like, because you're in wicked shape, you are. But do you even to this day, you like,
no,
like what? You won't sit on the bench and be like, I just don't want to be here today. I do not want to be in the gym.
Honestly, if I'm having an extremely like this, it's maybe once every 2 to 3 months. I'll be having a rough mental day, and it's just one of those depressive, I don't want to do anything. I know that if I do the thing that's going to make me happy, I'm going to be bummed out. So, well, I guess, so yes, there are days where on occasion it's difficult to go to the gym. It's difficult to get that motivation, but working out is so solidified in my routine and in my body that even if I'm hating it or dreading it as it's happening, or I don't want to finish the set, workout, whatever, I know that me finishing it will make me, I'll be happier automatically.
Yeah.
Even if I was extremely sad before, yeah, I might still be extremely sad after, but maybe it's only 3 X's on that extreme as opposed to 5. I don't know why I chose 3. Yeah. Do you have that? Because I know you're an active guy as well. You did boxing. Like what's fitness? What role has fitness been playing in your life, or played in your life?
I don't know if you followed me on Instagram recently. I don't know if anyone's on the state of me, man. Like, no disrespect to anyone who's put on a bit of a down for Christmas, because I think you should put on a bit of a cushion for the pushing around Christmas time. But I told you anyway.
Yeah.
I'm 175 max guy, but I like walking around at about 165, 170. That's me. It doesn't have to be, you know, abs are made in the kitchen or whatever. It doesn't have to be, I don't have to be ripped. I don't have to be shredded. I just have to feel somewhat bit of a bulk about me. But I went down to 145 in the summer. I did that big body transformation, and I only did 8 weeks. And I got ripped. And the idea was you carry on and just keep going for it. Obviously reintroduce carbs to your diet and stuff like that. I had no carbs and it was tough. But man, I've realized just to sit in a calorie deficit is the best thing, and that's it, rather than going on these. I did get in really good shape, and I could have been in even better shape 6 months down the line. But I like to eat, and I have to enjoy myself. So it's like I finished it, looked great, went away to Spain, and then man, the first beer I put to my lips, the weight of me is. I'm gonna send you some pictures in a bit and be like, yo, this is me on the second day of Marbella in Spain, and this is me on the first day before I flew. Honestly, you'll be like, what? It just all piled back on me. I'm back in the gym now, but I'm just back up, eating a lot. It's a healthy food though. I'm eating a lot of healthy food, but I'm eating more, and I just like to get really bulky in the winter. I just get really bulky. And then if I want to jump back on that diet in the summer, I will, and then rip down. But I can't stick. I don't know what it is with the gym. I just can't. I can train I can go into all different kinds of shapes. It's mad. Triangle, rectangle, whatever. I just don't. I just get really. I'll train my ass off for like 12, 15 weeks, and then I'll get loads of compliments. Man, have you seen Scheiffer? What he looks like? Jesus, looks really good. And then I'm like, oh, there we are. Then I can just go out and drink now, because I'll stay in this shape for about 3 weeks. And then I'll just stop exercising because I'll get carried away with the social life. And then I'm like, look at myself, and I'm like, right, back in the gym again. I always wonder, what would it be like if I just consistently stuck at the gym for I'd reckon I'm consistent in the gym about 4 months a year, honestly. I always wonder if I was daily, maybe Monday to Friday, for a year, what sort of shape I'd be in. It always intrigues me. Maybe from this point on, that's what I should do. So after Christmas.
What's the block? What is it? Like, do you have ADHD? Do you have an addictive personality? Is it one of those you just get addicted to the idea of it, and then or just addicted to the lifting, and then you set aside all that fun shit, and then once that fun shit happens, you're like, oh my God, this is so much better than the gym every single morning, and no carbs and dying?
I'm 99% sure I have ADD. My focus is just, I'll focus on something, and then it's something else, just boom, straight away. It's always the same with everything, whether it be, again, like streaming. I've never consistently streamed for more than, apart from now, I'm on Facebook. This is the most consistent I've been, so I can do it. I think it's just 7 months of streaming where I had 1 month out, to be fair, because I wasn't doing well, and that's a given. But I don't think I've ever been in the gym. Like I've said, I've boxed off and on for years, but it's just, it's like, I don't think I've ever been in the gym for longer than 4 months. I get in a really good shape, and then I go, oh yeah, this is where I want to be, and then I won't stick at it. I'll go and do something else then, and I'm like, well, why don't you just better manage your time and just do all of them? Which is what as I said earlier on, I'm getting better at doing. It's my rest day today anyway. Wednesday's always my rest day, but I just need to make sure tomorrow I go, right, get in the gym. Otherwise I'll go, I did Monday, Thursday, right, Wednesday's rest day, then it's Thursday. I'm like, okay, I'll go Friday and Saturday. And I know fine well Saturday comes, and I live in the UK, and it's binge drinking culture here. I'll be out having a beer or a Guinness with a steak and chips, and I'm just, and then that's it then. And I'll go, next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, rest day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, off.
Do you actually enjoy the gym then? Or do you enjoy the idea of it and the results it brings?
I do. Okay. Probably the second, actually. Yeah, you are 50-50. If I go in the gym, I'm 20 minutes in, and my work, and I notice like PBs are being broke, or I'm lifting heavier, and I'm getting more of a pump. I know it sounds very like bro science, but when you get that pump, there's no other feeling like it.
100%.
But it's like when you get a perfect lift, not swinging or anything like that, and you've lifted a new weight that you haven't lifted, you're like, oh man, Jesus, like this is actual evolution of my body here. This is crazy. And you get really excited. I love that. But then, I don't know if me and you are quite, I get bummed out. I'm very impatient. So if I come in the next week and I haven't broke another goal, I'm like, well, this is crap. Like, what is this? So I suppose it kind of speaks for my entire career, really. If I'm like, I haven't had work in 2 or 3 months with what I do, I'm like, that's it. I'm a failure now. I'm done. That's it, whatever. And I get a chip on my shoulder and start pointing the finger at everyone like, you shouldn't be where you are. And I get turned into a bitter old man.
This is so, dude, we are even so much more similar than I thought, because this is, dude, I'm trying to work on my work through my instant gratification and try and be more patient. Okay, this is very interesting. So then how does one who is, because this is so, how does one who is a voice actor who works on impressions, who like, are the impressions that of course you've been working on for so long now, but when you start them, are they pretty good to begin with? And then like, what is it that makes you still focus on a voice? Because clearly we're both instant gratification. Your instant gratification, you want it to be as good as possible right away. So where does that patience come from to work on the voices? Or are you just that good?
Just that good.
I figured.
I think
it's just better. It's just better.
It's just better. Just built better. Vocal cords just built much
stronger,
better.
Faster, better hair.
I was all of that. I was filming a sketch earlier on, and my Tom Cruise voice is still brand new. It's still coming along, but again, gratification off other people. They're like, "Wow, that's good, man." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll keep working on it." But I was doing it earlier on, and I threw my microphone across the room and was talking to myself, going, "You are shit," because I just couldn't get. I was trying out new words in the sketch, and I remember I was just like slapping my head and threw my mic across the room. Went, "You are shit. You are absolutely dog shit." And I'm just like, "What the hell,
wow.
man?" I get really, really, really. I beat myself up big time.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's to do with sort of my upbringing as a child and a very stern family, and failures for weaklings and all that, which is totally incorrect.
Yeah.
But I get really, really, really impatient with myself. So if somebody, like, I look back at myself, 2014 when I first started, it seemed like every voice I used to do just I could nail. Obviously, times have changed. I'm a bit older. Your octave changes and stuff like that. So there's other voices I can do, and some that I could do that I can no longer do. And even that, I'm like, well, why could I do it? But like angry at my younger self. Why could he do it?
Yeah.
Why can't I? It's really, it's bizarre, but I've just got to learn is patience, which is going to take a while. And also, if what I could have done then, I might not be able to do now. Like, it could be like in your case, you could have, say when you're 40, you could look back at yourself when you're 29 and go, God, he could lift that then. And when you're 40, you're like, oh, struggle with that a bit more. I just got to see it like that and not beat myself up about everything. And I honestly think I had a better work ethic when God, it's funny we should say this actually. I say I had a better work ethic in 2014 when I first started doing what I was doing, and then compare it to now. So I'd quit my job back then, not a penny to my name. Now I pay for my rent, and once rent goes out, I'm like, right, okay, I've got to struggle on this amount of money until I get a job in, blah, 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 blah. But I kind of find it exciting. Kind of funny how I've gone back into that time. So it could be a good thing, because back then there were loads of opportunities coming up because all I had was work. I think being hungry is a good thing, as long as you're always hungry and you've always got to work towards something. So perhaps I'm rambling now. I think
no, I love it.
I think perhaps I'm so perhaps. I think I'm sort of like how I was, when I was 22, 23 now. I'm in that position where I'm like, right, I've got to work every day. So it might be a good thing now where I'm like, I'm putting in the effort. I think honestly, being honest with myself, to cut all that rambling story down, I think I worked harder in 2014, and the last 5 or 6 years, I don't think I've worked hard enough. I think that's what I'm slowly starting to admit to myself. And that might be the reason I am not where I am, perhaps.
So what? Oh, sorry. Keep going. I don't want to cut you off.
No, go on.
So where should you be? Where should Scheiffer Bates? What is Scheiffer Bates' idea for himself? Because of course, with all of these expectations, you like who is to say you're working hard enough? Who's also to say that 2014 Scheiffer Bates was working as hard as he should, and this 2021 Scheiffer Bates is working as hard as he should? Like, do you feel as though there's, because I know we've talked about Voldemort, we've talked about working through mental things. So do you think there might be an aspect of that? Like there's more time to be taken for mental stuff and more of an understanding of yourself to the point where like you can't really just go balls to the wall because you're aware of more things.
I mean,
Does that make sense?
You just saying that, taking time for myself mentally. I think personally, I took a lot of time for myself mentally. I mean, if I look at the timeline, I had a pilot on a TV show, 2015. I was brand new to the industry, brand new to everything. So I think I look back at that long and go, well, why did I have that then and not now? But I backed away from the limelight and stuff like that. And I removed myself, moved back to Wales, didn't like going out. I think I've talked to you about it off stream. Didn't like going out and having 25 friends in a nightclub with me, and I didn't know any of them. They were just there because I could get them in. Didn't like that. I was like, this isn't for me. I'm a very introverted, simple-minded guy. I don't want to be around this. I want to write my comedy, do my skits, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I think I took 3-4 years away from London to work on myself mentally. And I think that's actually been a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Because removing yourself from London or removing yourself from LA or removing yourself from any of these New York, whatever, big cities, sometimes you take away opportunity from yourself. And that happened to me. I lost my agent, both agents, my voice acting agent, my main manager. They're like, well, you don't live in London now. You're not near the opportunities. So I think, working on yourself mentally is great, but don't take the length of time I did. I could have made excuses for myself essentially and went, this is 4 years of working on myself mentally. So I'd probably go down that route with that answer to your question.
No, I love that. And that's the worst part about acting too, is it's already or pursuing entertainment in general, is it's already so mentally taxing that but then if you take that time off to deal with those things, the opportunities that you miss or the relevance that could go away with your name, it happens so fast, dude.
Yeah,
it's
exactly,
so stupid. And even that's, I love that. I just saw your story. I love, if I may ask, are you just overseeing likes on Instagram? Is it getting in your head?
I mean, I've always said I don't define myself by metrics, but any creator can say that. Metrics is the currency, what earns you money with your work. At the end of the day, people can call you a sellout for saying things like that, but my services have always been for sale.
Yeah.
I can't, I mean, I have to work to do what I do. But honestly, I've seen a lot of people where you can't see how many likes they've got on the photos. I'm like, oh, that's cool. How do they do that? I'm like, I can't figure out how to do it. I don't want to see, I put a video out and it doesn't do as well as I expect it to do because I've looked at the likes. I don't want to do it. I just want to put out I've said to you before, we've been on the phone where I've popped to the grocery store and I voice noted you, sorry. And people have gone every time I walk to the grocery store, yo, man, massive fan of your impressions. Yo, dude, love you, Conor McGregor. Yo, man, big fan of your Gordon Ramsay. And I'm like, I've voice noted you, gone, oh, that's nice, that guy. That's all I need. That's the only byproduct for me. I don't need to put a video out that I've worked hard on and not get the likes I want to and go, right, that's it, I'm a failure. Because there's so many other variables in that. There's people could be in work, people are commuting home, people have other problems. I think I don't want to see how many likes I have because I think it's shallow as well. I'm guilty of it. I will say it. If a girl, say, likes a load of my photos, I've never thought myself to be this guy, but I have recently. If a girl likes a load of my photos, I'll go on her profile and, if she has less followers or something, I can be like, not in my industry or whatever. And I'm like, what? I'm not saying it. I mean, that makes me sound like a proper dick, but I mean, like,
we're being transparent. This is what humans do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the back of my head says it, and I'm still the first person to point the finger at someone if they do it to me. So I just kind of went, why? I'm like turning into this creature here. I'm like, no, not for me. I don't want to see how many likes I have. I don't want. I've had people come onto your profile and like brands, and because you haven't got a certain amount of likes on a recent post, they're like, engagement's not very high with him. It's like, what? No,
it's one post.
When did metrics define my talent? I think that's where I'm going with it. And I'm just like, I suffer bad imposter syndrome, and I said, like, I told you I was hanging. I had a really bad week of imposter syndrome where I just constantly question myself and go, like, my main thing with imposter syndrome is that I think that I can feel myself getting emotional about this.
That's okay.
I feel like people are I'm like this like joke, or like, oh god, oh Scheiffers coming to the party or whatever, or oh god, that guy who does like the clown or the magician, for example. I'm just like this cheesy character, and I like take what I do really seriously, and sometimes I think I turn up to things and people are like, oh god, he's here. When like I was with Dom Youngblood, his girlfriend, my friend who's his guitarist, and Nick Grimshaw, who's like BBC Radio 1 presenter, former. I was out with them the other day, and Youngblood and his band and were so complimentary of me, and like, yo man, you're hilarious. And like hearing him, like I turn up and he's like, Scheiffer, what's happening, mate? I'm just like, wow, this guy's like world famous like punk rock star at the moment, and he's like, how you doing, man? How's things? And that I was like, not that I need people of that caliber to sort of define who I am, but it's just nice that I don't know these people anything, they don't know me anything. Like they hang out with Hollywood stars and they're just like, yo, come and sit with us, man, chill with us, let's have a good night. I was like, and all we did was sit in a pub. The pub got, we locked the pub down, threw everyone out, and just ate McDonald's and chatted shit. And it was like, oh, this is cool, man. We're not in a nightclub and there's like, what do you do? Oh my god, what do you do? Like, oh my god, and they go like, I've seen it as well when you go on nights. People go, oh, I'll follow you on Instagram, and then they'll look at your recent photos and they see how many likes you had, and they're like, oh, I've seen you before, and it's just kind of like, oh no, fuck, I just get rid of their metrics, get them out my sight. I remember me and you talking about you saying about your streaming ages ago. You're like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It feels like my metrics are down, blah blah blah, and now you're killing it. It's like, imagine you sat on that and dwelled on that thought back then. It's a disease, it is, man. It's such a disease. It really is.
It's also so hard because I like what you said about metrics are like, that's one of the hardest things, that when everyone's don't check your numbers. Well, when you're starting out and you're at a point where you're not on a paid contract, you don't have sponsorships that are dependable, those metrics are going to decide whether you pay your fucking rent or not. Because if I have 50 people as opposed to 150, and that's you have to stress about it in a way. And it's like, oh, I'm just not supposed to care if I'm gonna pay rent. Cool. Love that advice. Thank you. But with you feel your imposter syndrome goes past streaming, because I thought you were just gonna say in stream, it's IRL as well that you're feeling that.
No, honestly, mate, funny you should say, in streaming, I don't
really
with your communities, with my community, with any community I've met, I feel like I am in the position where I should be in streaming.
I agree as well.
Views are going up, but I'm okay. I'm not a great gamer, but I like making content, and I feel I'm just about where I should be, and I can accept that. I'm happy with that. And the audiences on in the gaming community are so much different. They're nicer, accepting, and I love it. It's just in real life, what I do with the acting and voice acting. Like I'm talking, I do 15, 20 auditions a month, and I can't remember the last job I got. I think it's been, Christ, I don't even know. And that burns the back of my mind. And I sometimes think, God, I need to email my agent and go like, yeah, what do I need to do? Because I'm just feel like, again, 2015 Scheiffer, I was in one of the top voice acting agencies on the planet. They're called Earache, and it was me, Andy Serkis, Mackenzie Crook, I think Benedict Cumberbatch. Like, I should not have been on that roster. But back then I was like, yeah, I should be. But now I'm like, no, I shouldn't have been. And I was just getting offered work all the time. But obviously I left London, and they were like, look, we can't work with you if you're not here. We want you to succeed. And I'm just like, man. Or even I think that's the imposter syndrome then. It's always looking back at what I had, and now I'm like, well, why haven't I done this? But yeah, it's just imposter syndrome in general, man, just sucks. It's just, it's always to do with my acting and comedy stuff. I'm like, do people just feel sorry for me and watch my videos because of that? Like, that's my mind frame. That's where it goes. I convince myself people feel sorry for me.
So has that always been a thing, even before comedy? Or did it really only surface when you started to put your content out there?
Yes, started surfacing when I put my content out there. I think perhaps in the era when I used to put videos out on Facebook and I could just go out and have a nap and within 20 minutes it'd be capped and on its way to 1 million views. And then obviously Facebook have changed their algorithm heavily since 2016. I think it's going back in that way again, which I'm happy with.
Same.
Yeah, I think it was that. You start, again, metrics, man. As I said, it's a disease. You start going, oh, okay, no. And then, you know, like the little things start niggling at you, like little comments like, oh my God, what would do something new, do something new, and you'll do something new, and they'll go, do something old. And you stay, and it's just it's the mouthiest people that shout the loudest. And then all the people who are there for you, like 90% of them, you ignore because of one little head who's just, who said something, and you'll dwell on it, and then they'll niggle at you all week, and then just stuff like that. But I think that's the next thing I should go for therapy for. Obviously, the last thing I went for therapy for was my heartbreak. If I didn't tell you about that.
Oh, no, you didn't. What?
Hey, do you want to talk
Speaking of Harry Potter, I'd love to hear. We haven't talked.
Oh, man. You know, that's so far, what's come across is two things. I'm letting you guys know I'm heartbroken so that someone goes, what do you want to talk about? And I go, oh, yeah, okay. I've also told everyone I'm skint, so send me money, basically. That's what it comes across as. I've got no money and I'm heartbroken. Somebody slide in my DMs and somebody give me money.
I'm poor with no love in my life. Help me, please.
Basically, I'm looking for a sugar mama if there's anything out there.
I'm going to try and upload this before we start the stream. That way you can get 37 star parties today. Dude, that's so good.
Speaking of Harry Potter.
So what has been your process to get over people being online dickheads? I also know it's different being from London, so I feel like you guys already have a different banter and relationship with each other than shit talkers or whatever however we might do it over in America. But like, how's that been for you? Because I know, even knowing you now, you're a very, like, at least what you put off is a very fuck you, I don't care. But even just what we talked about the last 5 minutes, we all care. We're humans. Like, we have emotions. So what is that? How have you navigated that? What's been your journey for that?
I mean, I have always been quite thick-skinned. Like, I just growing up in Wales and in a working-class family and a comprehensive Welsh school, sorry.
Oh, jeez, don't do that.
Very, the banter's always been, it's brutal. Scots, Irish, and Welsh, like, even the English, I guess, like, the way we insult each other, it's like a term of endearment. Like, we've been calling people all our lives because it's a term of endearment. But so I've always been somewhat thick-skinned, but for me, the process usually is reverse psychology. The amount of times I'd say is 95% effective, where I just say to people, yo, man, I hope everything's going well in your life for you to come at me like that. And I'll always get a DM like, look, man, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. And I'll go, look, mate, you're a dickhead. I want you to know that. And then I'll also be like, but like, what's going on for you to do that? I was like, 'cause you do that. If you came up to me in the street 6-7 years ago before my career and just spoke to me like that, I'd drive my head through your nose. I was that type of person. I was a shit house. But reverse psychology, mate, that's what I do. Like, for example, last night there was a guy on stream that said, what did he say? He said, funny that you're jumping on the streaming bandwagon now that everyone's bored of your impressions. Years ago, I would have went, nobody's bored of my impressions. What you want about? I just went, okay. I was like, let me just break it down. I hope the mods haven't banned him, by the way, because I'm only going to do like level 2 verbal assault on him. But I just broke it down and went, look, man, first of all, you've commented directly on my Scheiffer Bates gaming page. So you've either searched me or I've come up in your feed and you recognize me from doing impressions. So I'm going to take that as a positive. Secondly, like, go over to my TikTok and you'll see that nobody's bored of the impressions. It's just perhaps people like you who just aren't a fan of mine, and that's totally fine. I was like, you've engaged in my stream now, so don't think you're going anywhere. That's it. You're locked in now. Put your seatbelt in. Then I went, now you're here. I pulled up his Facebook profile, and he was engaged July 2020 to a girl called Sophie. I went on her profile, and her profile recently states that she's single. So I turned around and went, oh, mate, I'm sorry that the engagement didn't work out. I can see why things are now not going well in your life. And then he straight away left the chat, didn't want anything to do with it. And it's just like, you've come at me either because your love interest is just no longer, well, your fiance no longer wants to get engaged to you, or you're just an absolute mewling quim who thought that he'd just come along and say that. And there's lots of things I could have went in on him about his appearance, anything, but I try not to do that unless someone's being a racist, homophobic arsehole, yeah. But I just, reverse psychology always, mate, it always seems to work.
That was vicious.
There's two routes. It either works in the sense that they're like, yo, man, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Or two, it doesn't work, and they just get angry that you're being nice to them, and then they look like more of a dickhead. So it's a win-win. But sometimes, as I said, if you're going through a tough time anyway, and someone leaves a shit comment that usually wouldn't bother you, it's like you've taken all your armor off, and they've just driven a knife in you while all the armor's off. It's just you haven't got it there. It sucks, but they just sort of, almost like how Paris took out Achilles. He just comes in and shoots him in the back of the heel and then legs it. It's kind of like that. You're doing well, and they're sneaky bitch, sucker punch, third party Call of Duty-esque play. They just come in and third party you. That's what it's like.
Great reference.
When you're not doing well, and that's it. But apart from that, mate, I just do reverse psychology, and it really affects me. The more people are just, I don't get a lot of hate on my videos anyway, but if they're like hating on you on, say, TikTok or something, it's all engagement, whatever, isn't it?
Totally.
As long as someone's arguing in your comments, your video's getting views.
Do you take the time to reply to a lot of comments?
If someone's totally, if it's friendly, yeah, I'll be like, yo, thanks for watching. If it's hateful, sometimes I like to write something really witty back and then just leave them to the rest of my audience to deal with. Nice. Because my audience are brutal. They'll just go in on them. But if they're open to, they're saying something that a joke needs to be put in there, and I'm like, here you are, I'll throw them to the lions, and they're done. My audience are ruthless. They just defend me.
Which is more ruthless, TikTok or Instagram?
TikTok. 100%.
Really?
Yeah, 14-year-olds just saying whatever they want, man. Like, it makes me laugh, though, because you can see the 14-year-old with, like, some soccer player in there. I can't believe I said soccer then. Some soccer player in their profile picture, and it's like, user 128355599992010.
No uploads.
Yeah, no uploads. And they're just like, yo, you're a whatever. You're one of them things. And I'm just like, I just laugh at them because I'm like, yo, you're a kid.
You angry child.
You're an angry child. In 10 years' time, you're probably going to be like, oh, God, I was a bit of a dick back then. But yeah, TikTok, Instagram's fine. I really get shit on Instagram. Apart from if I put videos up of me on the punch bag when I've had a minor pectoral tear and people are telling me, you need to watch that left hand or you're going to get counter punched. Oh, you're dog shit. Just all the boxes come out. The toughest man on Instagram.
Dude, the comments. I feel like less people need to have access to the internet.
People say to you, yo, man, look, you've probably been lifting for the last, 10, 12 years. You need to work on your form, John. You need to work on your form.
Yeah, no one ever says that.
Yeah, good.
Rarely.
Missed.
Yeah, I'm also like, I know we all have certain things. I mean, even you probably just, your voices. Okay, I will say the thing about me and then I will ask the question back to you. For sure, the thing that I'm most secure in is my fitness routine and working out and knowing that I know how to maintain fitness. And so it's like, and my height, I'm so tall. It's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I can't even, like, I think I was like 5'9" or something when I was 13. And then it's been all uphill from there. But speaking of, and you're a pretty tall person too, right? Like, you're secure. That's one of the, I feel like the most secure thing about you is your height. I feel like that's the most
taller than Lord Farquaad up until I was about 29, 30. Hang on, let me just Google how tall Lord Farquaad is.
I think he's like 4'3".
I keep talking about my height like I am actually really vertically challenged. When I think I'm Lord Farquaad height.
I can tell that as much as we joke about it, it's still one of your biggest insecurities.
Oh, it's dude, I'm massively
like it is your insecurity.
Only within the last year.
Really?
I just never care. People always go, "Oh, is that the reason like you wear like Cuban heels?" I was like, "No, I like
You're
rock
just
and roll."
A sexy human being.
Hang on, Lord Farquaad's 4'6", so
I was close.
I'm in a fantasocial world. I am a giant. You are, dude. An oaf.
You and Shrek are standing at forehead to forehead, looking down on Farquaad. Like little Farquaad is.
Shrek is as well. But yeah, with height, like I wear all like the Cuban heels shit and just, well, not all the time, but people always, do you do that for height? I'm like, look, man, I just, this is how I dress. I like a dress like I'm out the 70s. I love it. It's nothing to do with that. But yeah, I think I told you before I went on a date, like within this year and with this girl, and she was like 5'2", and she told me, look, you're not 6 foot, so I just think you're a bit too short for me. I'm right. Okay, I was like, that's weird, and I kind of liked it. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't expect that to come out of her mouth. I'm very much a sapiosexual. I'm very much attracted to like the way she, lets all things in perspective. And I was just like, wow. And then I started noticing it a lot between like people saying, not specifically me, but just like female friends, but like, yeah, I won't date a guy who's under 6 foot. And I'm like, wow, this is a really common thing. I'm like, fuck, man, this is body shaming on steroids. I was like, I can't change anything about my height unless I just wear Cuban heels constantly, and then I'm probably about 5'11". But even then, it's like
you are still not 6 foot.
Yeah, still not 6 foot. It's like I don't know. I just got to a point where I was like, wow. And that's one good thing I will say about Voldemort is she was a 5'8.5" model. And she just did not care.
Nice.
She like made me feel very empowered and very, just not that I've ever thought I wasn't appealing sexually. I'm fucking sexy, man.
Hey, I mean, you are. I said fuck. It's okay. We can cuss.
I just kind of like beeping it, you know.
I hear that. Fine.
And she made me feel very confident because she's a model, man. But then I found it very sexy because you see like actors aren't always that tall, really.
No.
And that goes to do a casting because you don't want, if you're 6'5", you're Henry Cavill and you're typecast in every movie where you just play like a mythical thing.
Yep.
But most actors I've ever met are around my height or smaller, like Tom Hardy, Jason Statham, like it's just Robert Downey Jr., who I haven't met. And then they have like really tall girlfriends.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they do wear like massive heels on the carpet, but I just find it so sexy and empowering having like putting your arm around your girlfriend's weight, not to the fact that you're under her chin. I mean, only like an inch taller than you, perhaps. But and then I sort of didn't care as much. And then lately, I don't know. I think just because I'm single, I do find like you get comments now and then, like, oh, I've never met a girl who's taller than me, apart from my friend who's this Dutch girl. But you get a lot of comments about your height. So it's funny you should say that. It's the first time I've actually admitted it. I am quite insecure about my height. I'd say so. Yeah, because you can't change it.
Yeah.
Like if I was insecure about my breasts, I could go and get them changed. Or if I was insecure about my weight, I could go and lose weight or put weight on. If there was insecurities with my nose, I could go and get a nose job. You can get your height changed, but you have to have your femurs broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, why would I want to do that? That is vanity times Jesus.
Then you're just gonna have
months in a wheelchair,
randomly long ass legs with your arm and torso and everything else still being the exact same height.
I do have long arms anyway. I have weird long arms. It's bizarre. They are quite limby.
I mean, you sit for work anyway, so.
We're all the same height lying down. Yeah. But yeah, it's something I'm insecure about. But I'd like to joke about it because you're my good friend and all my mates who joke about it with me. I mean, my good mates don't even joke about it unless I take the piss out of my own height. So it's just
me that randomly brings up your height.
Even with you, it's me who brings it up first. I mock my height. For you to do it. And I'm like, it's a joke between me and you. Apart from that, my mates are like, they don't mention it like at all. Like, because I'm not, in my friendship group, I'm about the same height as everyone. You get the odd guy who's like 6'2", weirdo. Yeah. 6'3", proper weirdo.
Dickheads. Being all tall and shit. Yeah, in public. Rude.
I sent you a picture of me and my childhood best friend and went, this is what we'd look like if we were stood next to each other. Remember I sent you that on WhatsApp?
Yep. That
and
was
you were like, dude, I love what you said.
You and your friend in the elevator, right?
Yeah, my childhood bestie.
Just wanted to let you know this is what it would look like when we meet. I was like, what?
Just so that I don't get nervous.
Well, dude, because that's full to you. And that's so weird that you mentioned that your friend group is all the same. My friend group is all this height. Like my Dom, my best friend is 6'3". Belcourt, my other best friend is 6'3". Shelly, my best friend is 5'11". My other best friend, Demi, I think is 5'10" or 5'9". Like my buddy Max is 6'1". Like you're there. You and my lesbian best friend are gonna be eye to eye, killing it down there. It's gonna be perfect. You and Demi Deans.
What an example. You and my lesbian best friend are going to be eye to eye right down there.
Dude, I've always found it so weird. I have a male straight best friend. I have a straight female best friend. I have a gay best friend. I have a lesbian best friend.
Yeah,
I'm literally like
group.
A shop of just, hey, everyone get on in here. It's beautiful.
We're like Avengers Assemble, we are.
We are the Avengers of...
Avengers of individuality.
Yeah, just
sexual
express
freedom.
yourself. Oh, dude. That's funny.
That's the first time I've ever mentioned that I'm I'd probably say I am. But
I feel like we've talked about it.
But as long as people know that when me and you joke about that, it's like that's a joke between me and you as good friends.
Yeah.
It does not faze me. I'm like, it's funny, man. Come on. Like, I can't talk about people being easily offended and then, me and you make jokes about each other's height or whatever, or me saying that your height's a personality trait.
Dude, that is one of my favorite videos.
Comes up to me who I don't know and they're just like, look, again, this is all in my head. Nobody's ever come up to me and gone, short ass. I'm making out like I'm the same height as like Warwick Davis or something. I'm not. I'm an average height guy. But if anyone else said it, you'd be like, for example, my friend Dobson, he's a Royal Marine. He's 5'6". Not the tallest of guys. I'm sure he won't mind me mentioning on stream because he does not care. He puts those like things in his shoes.
Oh yeah, the little height things,
wedges or something. Yeah, and he don't care. He's whatever. So he's about 5'6.5" now.
He's getting there.
Like we all take the piss out of his height and stuff like that. We're like, we're out with Frodo Baggins, all that jam. But if anyone else said that, you're like, yo, man,
what the fuck?
Like, we've known this guy years. It's a joke between us. If he wasn't comfortable with it, he'd tell us and we wouldn't do it. But
yeah,
like, get out of here. Yeah. Oh, and also, I did for any Youngblood fans, I'm the same height as Youngblood, so
fuck off. Y'all were about to start talking shit.
I don't care.
So do you feel that joking about it has made it less powerful for other people in terms of making fun of your height, or is it still just as...
Yeah, I just think I'm just like that on the spectrum of jokes in general, and I think you just joke about things that... if you just joke about things like that, it takes away like the sinister side of it, or the ridiculing. You're just like, bit of it. Was it Tyrion Lannister said in Game of Thrones? Use it as your armor because you can never use it against you. I'm a bastard.
I'm a bastard.
That's what he says. That's what Jon Snow says, isn't he? He goes, I'm never going to be anything. I'm just a bastard. And he says, use that as your armor because then they can never use it against you.
Yeah.
Very good quote, that is.
Damn. Get that tattooed on your forehead.
Unless you're 5'6".
Unless you're 5'6.5" with wedges. Yeah. Okay. Don't be disrespectful.
Oh, man.
I'm so happy we're doing this. This has been great. So great. And then we got to stream after this.
If we do it again, what time are we on tonight?
Dude, I don't even, like, full transparency, I don't want to stream right now. I don't know what it is, but ever since we started this conversation, I was like, this just feels right. Like just sitting and talking to someone. And I'm so happy you mentioned sapiosexual because I actually think that's what I am, because I am so attracted to people's minds and how they work. Like that's what I love. I love realness. I love figuring out why people are the way that they are and what people's passions are and just why you are the person that you are. And to be able to have that transparency and awareness to even have that conversation, I feel is unique. And so that's like, that shit is what I'm attracted to. It's kind of like, wild.
You know, like it's how I look at you and go, God, I'd love to be that tall. And how you look at intelligent people and go, God, I'd love to be that intelligent.
Yeah, it's crazy. I pray and I shake my magic 8-ball every night and I ask him, am I going to be smartness tomorrow? And then it says, and then I realize it's an actual bowling ball and I broke my foot because I dropped it.
You've actually grabbed my head and you're just shaking my head.
Yeah, I mean, when you're down there, I'm just going to, you know, if you're hanging out at that perfect counter height.
Hang on. What am I doing down there? It's like with me and you were doing foreplay all of a sudden. If you're down there, you know.
No, it's just because you're short. It's an altitude thing. What I meant was I'm in Colorado. I'm at elevation. And you're at London.
Puppies and you were doing the thing.
I just got on my knees and I was like, hey, it's nice to meet you.
Got on my knees and I was 5'9". Oh God! So there we are. No, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. But
yeah,
I just love streaming at the moment. I just love where Facebook gaming's at as well, in terms of just there is no inundation of huge streamers. The tippity top is Stone Mountain.
Inundation? Can you define that word for me?
It's not inundated, so it's not like there's not loads of people rushing in. Cool. It's not overpouring or anything. It's like Stone Mountain's the top tier, and then you've got all the mid-tier streamers, and then you've got the low-tier guys who've just started. There's not like absolutely shit tons of flagship Facebook gaming streamers.
No.
It's still people are still trying to grow their audience. I love it. I just love the landscape of Facebook gaming at the moment, not just because I've been partnered on there, but I love where it's at. And Stone Mountain, if you listen to this, you need to get me and Puppies back in.
Yeah, come on, man.
Because the audience just loved us.
They did. YouTube comments were so popular for our existence.
There was only one comment, really, or two. Again, 1 or 2 comments. Apart from, I can't believe you put that video up. The legendary Scheiffer Bates. So legendary, we don't know who he is. Oh, man.
Homie looks and ignores the hundreds of comments saying, oh, I love this. Oh, I love this. And then sees the 2 comments that are like, who the fuck is this guy? And Scheiffer, I am Scheiffer Bates. How dare you not know me?
But it was an entire video. I laughed at it, to be fair, because he captioned one of the videos I played with the legendary Scheiffer Bates, and I'm like, yeah, legendary in the creative world, in the gaming industry, maybe not so much. But I was laughing that Stone's like, I don't give a shit. You're going up as that because I know who you are, and I'm like, yeah. And then I read the comments and like, who the fuck is this guy? And then there's this one guy in the comment who's like, yo, if you guys don't know who Scheiffer is, you need to crawl out from under a rock. And that got a couple of likes. I was like, yeah, fight my battles for me, bud. But I found that hilarious because I was like, that's great. The gaming community is going for it. But the actual videos of all of us got in, they were really positive comments.
They've been really good, dude. There's been hardly anyone, unless someone can get easily overwhelmed, then I could see where our content might not be the best for them. But I mean, I forget who I was talking about it with. Oh yeah, I was talking to someone about that I was going to pursue improv, and they're like, did you ever get the satisfaction of doing improv? And I specifically cited you. I was like, dude, I have a 5-hour stream where I literally just go back and forth with Scheiffer in different voices and characters and situations. 5 hours straight of just improv. Like
that's what it is.
I don't need to go to Second City. I don't need to go to Groundlings. This is literally the best improv training I could ever have asked for.
Exactly, mate. Experience.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
People say that to me. Do you and Puppies like kind of do like a brief structure before you stream about what you're going to do? I'm like, no,
not even close.
We turn on the stream, and it usually is me telling some anecdote at the start of the stream, and then we go from there, and it just unravels like that. I can't for the life of me, and I need to get it edited. I cannot stop laughing just being, even now that I'm sober, being that high the other day and talking about Home Alone and the total devs. I was like, that's only something that you'd get where I'm coming from and laughing.
I sent that to my editor and I was like, you guys need to keep this whole turtle dove story like this. I don't know what you're going to do with this, but just this needs to stay in. Oh my gosh, man. That was that every single day is such a treat with you. That's why like it's fuel for the soul. Because no matter how shite games are, it's just getting to hang out with one of my best friends and vibe out. Like it's so crazy.
Do you think people get jealous of me and you and how good our streaming relationship is?
Probably, yeah. I feel like people get jealous of any close relationship or good relationship, and like take away from the fact that you are a famous person and then, oh my gosh, I would love to be able to hang out with Scheiffer Bates, but just the fun that we get to have. And that's, I don't know. I feel like that just, it also goes to show, I don't know what it is, man. Cause I would say that of course we couldn't have our friendship, well, and let alone have this hour-long conversation without vulnerability between the two of us. But it's I don't know what it is. Like we just clicked. I feel like we are just the same person of it's for the love of entertainment. Like that's one of the things that I'm trying to grapple with right now is how much to engage with social media. Because when you posted your thing about wanting to take off likes of just, you want to post it and you want it to be gone and just to be out there. I feel that so much. There's so many times where it's like, I don't want to have to go back and read comments. I don't want to have to go back and look at the possibility of whatever people have thought about it. It's like, I just want to put out my entertainment and then go and do the rest of my life.
Exactly.
So that's, how do you manage that? How do you manage, like, do you have a mindful, like, do you go about how you engage in social media or how much you're on it or participate in any sort of mindful way of, okay, if I do this, that starts to bum me out, so I need to not look at this post's comments, or like I want to engage more here with these people, but then this happens. Like what?
I upload my videos or do my content. I reply to the first few comments within 5 minutes, put my phone down and just let it cook away. And that's it. I just let it cook away and that's it. If I get a DM from a friend saying, yeah, this is sick, and then they mention me in their story, I share that. I share a load of stories of my videos in, and then that's it. And then apart from that, if I want to just spout things into a fathomless abyss, I just go on Twitter and just say crap. I've got a new manager now who's very on form with the things I say and do. Scheiffers Height. He's told me not to swear so much in videos, but fuck that. He's been really nice about it. But also, you know, if I'm going out and having a drink or I'm out with like celebrity friends or something, everything's on close friends on Instagram now, which I think you're on. Are you on it?
I think I'm on. I don't think you've put John spelled wrong on close friends.
Right, I'm going to do that now. But everything's just close friends now. I just, if it's anything that just doesn't need to be on social media, like me drinking a pint or me eating edibles or anything, not that I've ever done that, the pint thing.
No,
maybe.
you've never had edibles.
I don't, oh, there you go. Put it on. John spelled wrong.
Yay.
Yeah, I close friends only. So that's just like everyday shit that I got like 30, 40 friends on it and that's it. Everything else that goes on social media, I've sort of agreed with Ed Sheeran said recently, it's a promotional tool. It's a tool to promote things. He only comes on Instagram when he's doing a tour, promotes his tour, and then that's it. He gets rid of his phone and then goes back to his old like Nokia 3310, I think it is.
Yeah.
And then that's it. He texts people and emails and that's it. That is absolutely all he does.
So would you say that if you're not necessarily engaging with your own content or promoting your own content, are you on your phone a lot? Or no? Like, are you a TikTok scroller? Are you does social media outside of your content creation play a big part in your day to day?
If I can't think of a video, I'll scroll through TikTok and see if I can get inspired by something. I'm probably on WhatsApp quite a bit, but that's because all my clients and contacts are on there.
Yeah. I wouldn't consider WhatsApp social media though. I'd consider that
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
Messenger.
no, but just being on my phone in general.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think if I have my phone in front of me on stream and say, because I'm sat here and I'm talking to chat and I'm answering someone's question and then waiting for someone to reply, if my phone's in nearby, I'll grab it and then check Instagram while I'm on stream. And I'm like, I got to get better at just leaving my phone on charge throughout the day and just. I think I did a social media detox like 3 months ago where I just did.
I think you told me that.
Leave my phone on charge and did I do 30 minutes in the morning looking through my phone and that's it. I wouldn't touch it all day. And then I'd read a book in the evenings. And it felt like all of a sudden everyone's like search warrants going out for you.
Yep.
Oh, I haven't heard of you. Is everything okay? I'm like, I appreciate you asking. It is nice, but yeah, I'm totally fine.
That's one thing I'm trying to wrestle with even just texting, because there's this lady, self-help, she's married to Abby Wambach, her name's Glennon Doyle, and she, in one of her podcasts, she's like, I hate texting. She said, I will not text anyone back. It is not personal. I just don't feel that I should be, just because you send me a message, I have to reply to you. I'm not accountable to you. And so even when it came to her wedding, she took a moment and she was like, all right, all of you, I want you to look to your left, look to your right, and tell someone if I have ever replied to one of your text messages. Not a fucking person. She was like, so it's not personal. I just don't like it. And that's what I'm trying. Like, even with Twitter DMs, someone's like, hey, I shot you a message. And it's like, I don't want to check messages. I don't want to the amount of messages that I have in requests sitting there just because I'm anxious about opening it, because then there's going to be a reply that I then have to reply to. Yeah. No, I'm good. That's why I'm also so close with my streaming circle. Like and that's one of the things I've also been wrestling with recently is I love getting to play with new people and help lift up other creators and put them on the platform. But I'm also happy to have games with the same 6 people every week for the rest of my life. Like so that's, how do you manage that? Do you have a big friend group circle that you have to sort of circumnavigate that? Do you have your few close friends? Like what is Scheiffer Bates's social dynamic?
In regards to streaming?
In regards to everything. Streaming in life. Because I feel like my stream echoes how I structure my life, but I don't know if you have that any different.
Yeah, I mean, streaming, I'm very similar with streaming. It's I've got I used to just every week I'd stream with random streamers.
Yeah.
To try and help them out. But I found that I've been very vocal with this on stream. I found that it was tough. It was like I couldn't get things out of people. I couldn't get them to talk as much. And there was a lot of dead air. And there was a lot of me trying to encourage people. Yeah. And it was a lot of quietness. And I'm like, it's like, it's an opportunity for us all to, be on each other's rotation each week. Yeah. And it's like, come on, let's say something. Let's make it exciting. Let's make it fun. Let's sell the content. And I was, 3-4 weeks in, I stopped doing it. I was like, I can't do this because I can't just hold people's hands. You're either good at streaming, you're either good at streaming or you're not. You're either good at being entertaining or you're not. And nobody can argue that and go, oh, I can't believe he said that. That's the truth. You're either hot, you're cold, or that's it. So now I just stick to what I know, and occasionally I'll get other players in. Yeah. If I've watched their streams, if I've watched other people's streams, I'll watch them and get them in. I used to people would send me, oh yeah, I'm this streamer, I'm from here. I get them in, and then I'd have people doing impressions to me of my impressions, and I'd be like, oh, that's cool, man. But then it'd be like 3 hours in, they're still doing it. I'm like, right, this is painful. Yeah. But in regards to life, I got a very close-knit group of friends, and that's it. Yeah. Ever since I did TV years ago, I don't want 25 friends, and I only know 2 of them. I don't do that. I don't like it. I don't like fair weather friends. I don't do that shit. I've got my close friends, and that's it.
I love that.
And that's it. Same with streaming. I'll only do Wednesdays, Wednesdays with you. Like that's my thing. That's a routine now. If I do Wednesday with someone else now, it feels like I'm cheating on my girlfriend. It's like,
Yeah, and I do get really sad. So
Yeah, no, I know. I get
yeah.
it,
Oh my
but
God.
it's
Hi.
okay.
It's been so long.
Did you hear about Kim dating that skinny emo
Oh
guy?
my
Like,
God. They're creating the
what?
trifecta, right? Because
Why are
it's
they,
MGK and Megan Fox. And then it's Kourtney Kardashian and who's her white guy?
Travis Barker.
Oh my God, Travis
He
Barker.
played in Blink like
Yeah,
128 or
Blink
something.
360, I think was what their name was.
Yeah. That's the one. And then you've got Pete Davis. Oh my God.
Pete Davis.
He's
Oh my
dating our
God.
girl Kim. But I just feel like if Kim and Kourtney and Megan are doing it, then we should totally date white, skinny emo guys.
Yeah.
That is what we should do now. That is our thing. That is me now. It's cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna get out my Doc Martens and start wearing them and get like a really hot leather jacket.
Ooh, I love leather jacket. Are you gonna get a leather pants with your jacket?
I'm just gonna get some like denim skinny jeans.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
Maybe a band tee because I'm like a really big fan of Steel Maiden. They're really good.
Yeah, and also you need a Slayer shirt, like a Slayer and a Led Zeppelin shirt.
A Led Zeppelin. I
Yeah.
love those guys. They're
my
really
favorite.
good.
I was really sad when their
Yeah.
blimp went down, though.
Yeah, that was really sad. My favorite song by them would be Everybody, yeah.
Yeah, oh my God.
Move your body, yeah.
Yeah. I wake up to that song.
Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin tonight.
That's the my
Yeah.
God.
Oh my
You're
God.
such a fan now. I totally think that we would have Mick Jagger in a day, or he would have us.
Yeah, someone would have been. I'm just not sure who it would have been, and
I'm
it
a total
probably.
fan hoe, bitch.
Yeah, I feel like people took a negative connotation to the word groupie, but like I am such a groupie and I love it.
I'm a bad bitch.
Yeah, me too.
I love it.
Oh my
If
God.
there's a guest list, I'm on it. I am on it and I'm in it.
Yeah.
If there's a band playing in town,
I'm
on
them.
the guest list.
Yeah.
I'm straight on my cell phone like, hey, can you put me on the guest list? And they're like, sure, I love you.
Yeah.
I'm on.
I mean, batch, we have what, like 50,000 followers each. We're famous.
My God. And I did a
Yeah.
new teeth whitening brand deal.
Oh my
recently.
God. How did that
was-
work?
It was where you put it in your mouth and it whitens your teeth.
Was that Mick Jagger or was it?
No,
What did
it
you?
was-
Sorry, who did you put in your mouth?
Oh my God. Oh, you stop it. Stop. No, really stop. That's not
Okay.
cute.
Sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not. So it's funny.
a 2 minute
It was naturally. It was natural that we had to. They had to come in. There was no way we could be this real for an hour and not perform in some way, shape, or form. There's.
Well, wait, how long have we been doing this now?
This has been an hour and 12 minutes.
And your editors are gonna.
Oh,
Edit this
I'm
for
not
me,
editing
it's
this. This is gonna
This is
be
brilliant.
long form JRE style. Like this is what I want. And I forgot to warn you that I'm not editing anything.
That's fine.
But I
What
need to warm-
platforms you putting it on?
So far I didn't even look into that. Probably SoundCloud, Spotify, basically wherever I can put podcasts. And then I need to figure out the video version. The only issue that I forgot was my Discord is on my game PC and Streamlabs, of course, is on the stream PC. So I might need to switch the camera over. Well, and I don't have a graphics card in the stream PC, so I don't think I could have both of our videos up and be able to do that. Ooh, yes.
When I have Zoom meetings, I just go on my streaming PC, but
And that's what I was going to do.
Just switch cameras around.
So I think the first few are just going to be audio only, which I also feel is better in a way, because at least over Discord, because you're just not worried about what you look like and you can actually just listen and don't have to think about the faces that you're making. Because it's like, you're not going to want to watch this for my interesting face.
No,
It's going to
we
be
get to see that
our
every
amazing
Wednesday
topic
with
of
me.
conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm starving, hungry. What have I got to eat?
Yeah.
Let me tell you. I ordered food, but literally before the podcast.
Oh, perfect. What'd you get?
It's from a place called Wait, where did I order? It was a place called Attis. It's like they're really good, like salads, like really good. But I got, it's a build your own salad. So I've got roasted salmon with crispy shallots, parmesan, seasonal raw slaw, glazed beetroot, green leaf mix, shredded kale, and a vegan brownie. And then for lunch, for dinner, I'll have turkey steaks. Turkey steaks with chorizo and something, just whatever's in my fridge.
I don't get how you put on weight. You eat so well.
I mean, I was blowing out my stomach the other day on that thing, but
like that doesn't make sense. You eat
I drink
so
Guinness,
well.
mate. That's why.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Guinness, drink Guinness. That'll put weight on you.
How many calories is in a Guinness? Isn't it insane?
There's a lot of iron in it, and there's a lot of minerals.
Nice, go for that.
It's actually good for you.
Actually healthy.
No, Guinness isn't bad for you at all. It's obviously in moderation, but it's famous for having, it's got loads of iron in it. Guinness has.
Interesting.
I'll probably have like 3 or 4. I try not to drink beer since I went on that thing, mate. I'll drink like tequila or something. Keep it dry.
What's your tequila drink? Tequila used to be my thing.
I don't really know. I just have whatever's there. I don't really know my tequilas. I like mezcal. I'm more a whiskey. If you ask me what my whiskey drink is, I can straight away. I know what I'm at with that.
That makes sense. The second you said mezcal, I was like, you probably like whiskey or scotch for you.
I used to be a Scotch drinker. Then I was an Islay drinker. I like Irish whiskey and a bourbon. One of them, either or. I've leaned towards bourbon a lot more now. Like a nice Eagle Rare or a Mitch's, nice American bourbon. I used to shit on American bourbon because I feel like Americans cannot make whiskey. But then I realized it's just because Irish people make the best whiskey on the planet.
We can, just not as good as you all.
Not as good as the Irish, you know.
Yeah. I mean, y'all are professional drinkers.
Whiskey, actually, my mum got me a Welsh whiskey for my birthday. I haven't tried it. Made in the mountains.
I tried to have a beer a week ago.
Really?
Yeah. I went out. It was this little craft place. We were going to a soccer game. Everyone had a beer. And I was like, all right, let me try that one. So I tried a couple. One tastes like dirt water. The other one tasted like slightly more palatable dirt water. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try that palatable dirt water. And I got it. I took one sip and then someone brought waters over. I chugged the water and then I realized I was just thirsty. And I did not take another sip of that beer. I gave it away to a friend. I'm good, dude. I can't.
I would have took it straight off you and necked it. Straight down the hatch.
Dude, I cannot stand the taste of alcohol. I don't know. Well, I do know what it is. I don't like the taste.
Yeah.
It's just.
I get that.
And I just don't. The taste and hangovers. I think I could be. Well, and I also feel so out of control when I get drunk. Like I don't like the feeling of not being in control, and I don't have the moderation to not. Actually, I probably do have the moderation. I really haven't engaged in moderation since I stopped drinking. Because I would just get too drunk.
Yeah.
I'd be mad that I was drunk and then I'd start crying.
I get that though.
It was so bad, dude. It was so bad. My poor ex.
It is bad when you get that drunk because everyone does it. I've been that drunk where I'm like, I try not to get that drunk anymore. I take my father's words. He's like, once you're tipsy or merry, what's the point? He's like, you don't need to drink anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, you literally drink. I drink because I like the taste though. See, I like red wine.
Okay.
But I'm a foodie though. I'll always drink. If I'm having a bottle of wine, it's always with food. So everything I do is always sensible. I'll always eat. I always drink with food. Obviously, when it gets later in the night, I'm not talking about I'm in a nightclub and I'm eating like a 20-inch pizza with like a whiskey or something. But so I've always got to have food. So I'm always okay. But I remember a couple of months ago, it was real bad. I was just drunk all the time. Really just drunk. But obviously, we know what that is. It's because Voldemort have added
Yep. And that's
why.
Yeah. And that was... I think, it was just the culture in West Hollywood. You don't go out to West Hollywood to have a drink, to casually drink, to hang out. You go there to get fucked up, and that's it. Like, there's it's incredible how much the area or the environment can play into how much you end up drinking.
Oh, dude, yeah. I just remembered I'd be at like parties and I'd be talking to some like attractive girl at the start of the night, and she's like said nice things to her friends about me, and by the end of the night when I'm really drunk and I'm trying to have an intelligent conversation with them again, I sound smart in my head, but she's like, "Oh wow, this guy's an idiot." But it's just because I'm really drunk. No, like
back then
on their face, they're like, "Oh God." So I like being in control of myself to the point where, sometimes it's nice when I, meet a girl as well on a night out that they're like, "Oh, this guy's very responsible. He's in control of himself. He's having a good time, and he doesn't need to get steaming drunk." Whereas I've met a girl before at the start of the night. They've got along really well with me, and then throughout the day, and say I'm at a party, and then throughout the party, I'm just getting more and more drunk, and then I go over to talk to them again, and they're like, "Oh, right, okay, nah," because it's like you think you're talking like Shakespeare, like "Doth thou sit before thy chamber," and they're like, "Oh, this guy," but you're really like this. Like they're like, "Oh my God." And I realized like the last few weeks of just going out and just getting, tipsy or just not drunk at all, how much people do my head in when they've had a drink. They come over to me and they smell of booze, and I'm like, "Oh my God." They're so annoying. Like, so annoying. That's me. But I'm drunk. I go around telling everyone I'm a gypsy constantly. I don't know why. Like it's in my blood, but I don't know why I feel the need to
tell everyone.
Do it. Yeah, and I get beer fear then the next day where I'm like, why did I say that?
Does peer pressure play into how much you drink a lot?
Nah, it's all on me, mate. It's just trying to put a Band-Aid over a laceration. That's all it was. Just trying to get drunk. But I've always remained being a gentleman when I'm drunk. I'm always kind and courteous. And if I'm too drunk, I will try and keep myself away from just making a fool and take myself home from everyone. I'll just get in a taxi and go. I've always been a gentleman when I'm drunk. Where I'm always trying to get people taxis home, make sure they get home safe before me. I'm wrecked here, and I'm like, I'm gonna put you in a taxi and send you home. Text me when you get home so I know you're safe.
Is that the type of friend you are? Are you the father, the making sure everyone's okay type of friend?
Yeah, I always make sure I'm okay. People are okay. I think that's just I was the second oldest in the family and the oldest and firstborn boy. So of 7 people. So I was always like, look after everyone. Yeah, so I had to look after everyone. So it's like I've always been that way inclined. Where I'm always, and I got mostly sisters. I've got 2 brothers and 5 sisters. So it's like always keeping an eye out.
I had no idea there were that many Bateses in this world.
Yeah, my mum just used to blink and get fucking pregnant.
Holy hell, man.
Crazy, isn't it? I know. And I keep joking with my father because, so it's me and my sister and me and my 2 sisters. Sorry. It's like this. Me and my sister, Misha, that's with my father and my mum. Then my father left my mum when we were kids. Okay. I have a great relationship with my father. He was an idiot. And then my mum met another man, my stepfather, David, who, if my father didn't come back into my life, I would have got him to adopt me.
Nice.
They had 6 kids together. And then my dad had a kid with another woman. So I'm just trying to keep up with this. So it's like, but we're all of us are like in it. We all talk to each other. Like they're not, no one's half sister. We all come from the same mother. There's no, oh, you're my half sister. We're all blood. That's it.
Nice. Okay. I was just about to ask that.
Yeah. We're all brothers and sisters. Like if you come, we all shared the same womb. That's it. You're my brother, my sister, whatever. So we all have, the great relationship with each other. We all grew up in the same house, but yeah, I'm very, especially now when I hear like how guys talk about girls, I'm like, say to my younger sisters who are in their early 20s, I'm like, if you hear anything, doesn't matter what I do, and if I have management, you let me know because I'll still come and throw hands if someone said something bad to you.
1,000,000%.
Still now, I'm very protective over them. It's weird because so protective over my sisters, but in a relationship, I'm so laid back to the point like I like it when people flirt with my partner.
Really?
I'm like, not when they flirt back, obviously.
Well, yeah, of course.
Obvious. But I'm like, I love it when people give my partners attention. I'm like, yes. I'm like, they are hot. Obviously, if
yeah.
they're like, they're making me feel uncomfortable. Please help. I'm like, yeah, fuck over here. But I love it when my partners get attention. I'm like, yes.
What is it? What about it?
Gorgeous.
What about it makes you happy?
Just because they're beautiful. I'm like, yeah, they deserve to be celebrated. Look at them. They're hot. Oof.
Do your thing, girl. Woman, lady, miss.
But then every girlfriend I've ever had, when I've had attention, they hate it. They hate it.
Yeah.
Who's this bitch?
I mean, that's...
Who she thinks she is.
I wonder where that comes from, because I was even going to say, as someone who's I feel it comes down to your trust in your partner, because like I 1,000,000% am the type that would have that same reaction that you did of like, dude, my partner's hot. Hey, I get it. I did flirt with them. I flirt with them all the time. So that's it. But then, when someone flirts with you and they're like, oh my God, who is she? It's like, dude, I have way too many. I get along with women better in general. So either you need to be okay with this.
Exactly the same person we are, I swear.
Yeah. I forget who I was talking about that. That's why I don't have many guy friends. I hate the male ego. I can't stand it. I can deal with drama and bitching until I die. But if some dude's like, oh, I'm this fucking guy, go away. I don't care.
But someone of your stature as well there's probably level of prejudice as well against you. That, oh yeah, you're a big like Chad or something. You're like this big football guy. But I'm like, I know you well, and I know how in touch with your feminine side you are. Massively so, as am I.
Oh yeah,
that's probably why we get along so well. When you bang on. Sometimes it's like, I have such a mix of friends, but if we're on a night out, it's usually 60-40, 60% women, 40% guys. And I'm just like, and everyone's like, oh, are you like a womanizer? I'm like, no, these girls trust me because I love their advice and I love how they carry themselves around me. And I'm a better person when I hang out with women. And they're like, oh, BG, you're not just like out here fucking them. I'm like, no. Mate, just because they have a vagina, I don't have to have sex with them. Christ alive. I'm like, that's exactly why we can't be friends. I can be friends with a female. Look, I can be friends with a female and find them attractive, but not be attracted to them.
Yep.
That's Christ. But some people can't fathom it. They're like trying to figure out life before they were born.
It's people who haven't elevated their brains are just like, oh, because you're just because you find them attractive, you have to sleep with them or some shit like that. And it's like, dude, not even close.
That's a heated debate the other day with one of my female friends, which was refreshing actually. She was basically creating this narrative that when a guy messages you, they are quote unquote sliding in your DMs. And I was like, I think that's a really like, I think it's jumping the gun. Sliding in the DMs sounds really like snaky and creepy. And it's like, it's this new social thing now that if you just message a girl, so if like a girl posts up a picture of their dog and you're like, oh my God, amazing. You've slid into their DMs. Like, how much main character syndrome do you have to assume that every guy who messages you is sliding into your DMs? Why can't you just message someone without you assuming that they want something? She was like, but it's not that way. She was like, 95% of guys who message you are sliding in your DM. I was like, that's ridiculous. I was like, you're so full of yourself right now. I was like, so you're saying I'm part of the 5% of guys who've messaged you and not like, it makes no, I'm like, that's ridiculous. I was like, unless I'm going, you're posting up a picture of your cleavage and I'm putting a load of like eyes, wide open eyes, and eggplants, that is sliding the DMs. If I'm trying to make conversation with you in a modern world in DMs, you can't go, yes, oh God, he slid into my DMs the other day. So it's a very private thing. Well, I don't mind. Yeah, he messaged me the other day. He's a nice guy. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and that's I also feel like that, and I would have been curious if you asked her this, if it was based on the perception of or if it was based on her perception of the person that messaged her and their attractiveness level or not.
I did, mate. Exactly. You did exactly that.
And what was the reply?
That. She basically said that's not the case, but I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all.
I mean, so then okay, I'm almost like, bring her in here. Let's continue this conversation. Because how does one engage with someone so yeah, of course, if someone posts a story, like you said, with a dog and you're like, that's a cute dog.
Yeah.
Like how does someone connect with someone then? Like if
exactly.
So just turn off your story replies. if you don't want people quote unquote sliding in your DMs, which you perceive a reply to a story as sliding in your DMs, how is someone supposed to go about that? Because there's, of course, dude, there's cute people that I follow on Instagram and I'll reply to a story, but in no way is that like, hey, I want you to sleep with me. It's like, hey, you're cool. I like your content. This is me engaging with your content.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so strange.
You've got to take social media, especially Instagram, at face value as well. Everyone you see is just, you just see them for what you are. You can't gauge their personality or their thought process, or people like me and you are sapiosexuals, until you give them a chance to have a conversation with your messages, you can't have an interesting conversation. So I wholeheartedly agree with what you're saying and what I said to her. She said, no, it's nothing to do with them being attractive. It is. Yeah. If someone attractive slid in your DMs, you reply and you get into a conversation with them. You just shut this guy's ass down. For example, comment on your dog and saying, "Oh, he slid into my DMs." That's such a cruel perception of just. I put it on my story the other day, actually, drunkenly. I said, "Stop shooting people down who are trying to support you and level you up for messaging you words of kindness. Yep. It's mean girls' behavior." And I just put in brackets, meangirls.exe. And that was based on, I messaged a friend and was like, I was like, you guys, they're all out together at some red carpet event. I was like, oh my God, you guys look fire, absolutely smashing it. And this is a girl that I've spoke to in the past, sent me a question mark back. And that's very I was like, fucking hell. I was like, what, did I say something wrong? And then I got a bit, I was like, yeah, I was just saying you all look great. With a full stop. And she went, yeah, thanks. And I'm just like, wow. Wow. I was just, okay. I'm like, I know you don't have to, but you could have just went, yeah, cool, thanks, straight away. And why are you complimenting us on the fact that we all look great? Like, you guys look fire. Enjoy your night. And it was that got totally shut down. I was like, wow, okay.
Like that, and and you know the person too. I could totally understand if you're out in public and you're like, even still, I don't know, man. I understand the perspective of a woman who doesn't want to get hit on in public. 1,000,000%. I feel like that's not this scenario though, because there's the two arguments of, oh, just take the compliment. They weren't trying to be mean, but also, why did you feel the need to comment on me? But then that also goes down to, what are you complimenting on? Because if you go out in public and you're like, lady, nice tits, obviously, fuck you. But there's times where I'll be at a checkout and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love your nails. I love how you did your eyeliner. Yeah. That sort of thing. I would love if someone complimented my eyeliner or my pants or something. I am so for complimenting people as long as it's not extremely superficial, as long as it's, and then that's where you can get into contextual situations. If you know someone, that they're working extremely hard on your body and it's like, dude, you're a bot, you are kicking it, you're killing it. Great. Love that. But when it's completely out of nowhere with no relationship, that's where it can get weird. But dude, I'm for you look great. That's why I love complimenting on your videos. I love complimenting people on Twitter, on whatever. And especially when it's being the dudes, because it's like, no one tells the dudes, hey, dude, what you just did, that's cool. You're looking good. You're doing X, Y, or Z. And so being that person and normalizing, complimenting each other in ways that are not superficial and are ways that can lift people up is so, I don't understand how people don't do it or find it you find it difficult because you don't like yourself. But it's so powerful.
I think we are in a world that's very unapproachable at the moment, but obviously in the context of what you said, look, I've seen a girl at a bar and I've gone up to them and gone, hey, I hope this is inappropriate. I just want to let you know, I think you look really great. And they've gone, oh my God, thank you so much. Love your jacket. And we've got into conversation. Yep. I've gone up before and I just said, I just want to let you know, I think you look great. And they've said nothing. I just walk away. I don't stand there. I go, so I let you know, it's a compliment. You can do with it as you wish. Walk away at that point. You don't have to stand there and go, what do I receive in return? I just sometimes like making people's night.
I love that.
I don't know in any scenario where I've said it and someone's gone, you've ruined my night for that. Why would you come up to me and say that? I'd be like, oh no, I just wanted to let you know you look great. There's nothing in it. And I think people built that way I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Unless you're literally going up there and standing and waiting for a response, that's creepy.
Yeah.
But just being kind and courteous and going, no, I just want to let you know you look really great and I hope you have a nice evening. And they don't say anything, walk away, fine. At least you haven't done anything wrong there. You've been nice. If they want to create a narrative that Tolkien would be proud of and say, oh, well, that's harassment. Well, it's like, well, maybe you should just stay in cotton wool the rest of your life and nobody should have the instinct of thinking, or, you know, you can think someone's attractive, I guess, at the same time and not say anything. But I like to make people feel confident in themselves, as you said.
Yeah.
Like anytime you just comment on people's photos and be like, you look great. There's nothing in it most of the time. I just want to let you know that you look great. I have to spend, for me to be attracted to someone, like actually attracted to someone, I have to spend a lot of time in their company.
Yep.
Talking anyway. So I can't just go totally be unless Zoe Kravitz comes into the bar.
We know that she is already your wife. She just doesn't know it.
Well, yeah, if Zoe Kravitz came into the bar, there would be restraining orders put against me.
Yeah.
But not because I'm evil, but because it's love.
It's love.
It's pure love.
I feel like
she knows it. She doesn't.
I feel like we're turning into a new episode of You right now.
Oh, no.
She loves it. She just doesn't know it. There's restraining orders.
She just doesn't know yet.
Just hang out in my library, Zoe. It's fine. Everything you need.
I'm gonna coin it here.
I love that.
I'm gonna coin it here. I'm guessing we're coming to the end of the podcast because I'm starving.
We're getting close. Yeah. I love that.
I'm gonna coin it here, just like Jim Carrey did when he wrote himself a check for $3 million and kept it in his wallet and then cashed it to himself. When he landed his first role in Dumb and Dumber, I'm gonna coin it to myself now. I will be in a relationship with Zoe Kravitz one day. That's so serious. And
we're just going to hard cut right now. Episode over. Thank you guys for joining us. Scheiffer Bates, if you guys took nothing out of this episode, just know Scheiffer Bates is going to be married to Zoe Kravitz at some point.
Yeah.
Dude,
an arranged marriage.
With her consent, though. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, you got to talk to...
Obviously.
Okay, well, you said arranged. Arranged, there's not always consent from the bride and groom.
I meant deranged marriage because
you are a little yeah. I get it. You guys
arranged marriage.
You guys both have spooky vibes, but in like cool spooky vibe. Yeah, like a cool ghost. Yeah. Like ooh, you know.
Hopefully we can get Channing Tatum killed first.
That guy, man. What a talent.
What a jerk.
What a jerk. That's what I meant. What a talented jerk. Whose abs are so tasty. I mean, yeah. That's been this episode,
cool, man.
Everybody. Man. Thank you so much for being the first guest. First guest
for hours.
We could have. Luckily we get to continue this for hours in about 45 minutes. So.
Oh God, I forgot. Yeah.
I know. It's gonna be so great, dude. Thank you so much, man. I truly appreciate this.
Hey, I love you as always.
Love you, brother. And I'll let you know when this goes up.
All right, mate. I'll chat to you in 45 minutes. I'm starving.
Sounds good. Enjoy. I'll see ya.
Keep in touch for yourself. Bye.
Man. And there you have it, man. The very first episode of the What the Fluff podcast interview series is done. We talked about so many different things, and it's amazing the openness and just the amazingness that is Scheiffer Bates. I was so happy we were able to have that conversation, and I hope you guys were able to take something away from it, or at least laugh or something. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you wouldn't mind, share this with a friend. If you know someone that could use some entertainment, could use a listen, share this with them, like it, and I hope you guys hit the subscribe or the follow, and I get to entertain you guys for many, many, many more episodes. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, night, morning, whatever it is when you're listening to this, and we will see you on the next one.